I am officially a legally single woman now. Hi guys, welcome back. It's me, Drew, and today's video that I have for you is a little bit different than some of my videos. We've done videos like this before, but and technically this is making a full 7 days of consecutive videos, I guess, for October Box Week, but this video is actually kind of separate from that. So I made this video real quick because I wanted to just come and talk about this because we've talked about this for a few months now, and I felt like I should come out and just clear the air and let you guys know that on Friday, October 13th, about a little over a week ago, I got divorced. So my divorce was finalized. And I know I told you guys months ago, I think it was back in like February or March, I told you guys I was actually going through a divorce. And my divorce was finalized on Friday, October 13th. I want you guys to know, first of all, that I'm doing okay. I'm actually doing really, really well from everything. I kind of had made peace with the situation before, honestly, before even like filing officially for divorce. I had already made peace with my decision and my choice. For those of you who don't know, my marriage actually officially, like, we were like broken up, like irreconcilable actually last year, like mid-September. But before that, we had been having issues for a long time, and things really had gotten bad when I was just actually a few months into my weight loss journey back like June 2016. That's when things got really extreme and kind of like very toxic and bad. So I don't really have much to say in this video, just that I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. I know there's a lot of you who have gone through and are going through similar things like me right now. And I just wanted to first off say, like, I want you guys to know that I love you. And I say that a lot, but I really do love you. Your guys' words, your comments, your love, the prayers, I feel them. I actually legitimately, like, I feel like you guys, like, are, you know, an extension of family to me, and I just absolutely love you guys. And I know that recently I haven't been as great with responding to comments, but I do actually take the time to read your comments. I've just been so outrageously busy that I haven't had time to sit down and respond to all of them, and I actually feel bad about that. But some of the reasons, because I don't like to just read your comments and just be like, oh, thanks, like, and sometimes, yeah, that's all that is warranted, but I like to actually, you know, make sure I'm reading it and checking with you guys and catching up with you, because I really do love you guys. And I guess I made this video just to let you know, like, I survived. I did it. It was funny because I remember when things first got bad in my marriage. So things actually, the first time when they really got bad was a few years ago. And I remember in that moment feeling like I couldn't leave. Like, I was kind of like that trapped feeling like I won't amount to anything, and thinking like I will never be more than I am, and so I have to stay. And I was still really heavy at the time. And after that point is when I actually put on, like, when I've talked before about putting like on 80 pounds in like a year, that was like when that happened, was because I was so depressed and sad that I felt like I was nothing and that I couldn't be anything. So I put on a lot of weight. Like, I was already heavy, like I was already in the 300-pound category. But after that is when I got really heavy and went into the 400-pound category. And then I remember being in my weight loss journey, the one that I'm currently in, where I've lost 245 pounds, and feeling like, okay, I'm going to do this time. And then things got bad. And I had that moment where it was like, okay, so are we still losing weight, or are we going to stop? Because up until that point in my life, losing weight was always a conditional thing. Getting healthy, doing better for myself in any capacity, whether it was losing weight or, you know, doing nice makeup or just doing anything that I like to do, it was always conditional. It was never like, this is just who I am. It was always like, well, I can do this because things are okay in my life right now. It was never like, you know, oh, I can do this now even though things are crazy and turbulent and bad. It was always like, and that's kind of thing I want to explain too. Like, so that's something, you know, I talked to somebody recently and they're like, well, you know, you lost weight during a crazy time. Yeah, because the reality is, when it comes to losing weight or making changes or choosing to kind of like go after your life, so to speak, it cannot come with this whole like, oh, things are great right now, so I can now pursue this dream of mine. No, like, whatever you want to do or be in your life, it has to be like, I'm doing this because I'm doing this. Do you know what I mean? And it's funny how sometimes during the most turbulent times in our lives are when we actually like make our lives happen. And so I won't even sit up here for a second and tell you like, oh, the last year has been totally beautiful. Honestly, the last year has been complete hell. I'll say it. It was awful. This divorce was just bad. And it wasn't just like an emotional devastation. Like, I was put through complete crazy hell behind the scenes. And you guys, you know, and I'm not going to talk about what happened because that's nobody's business, and I don't want to sit up here and sit around and bash my ex or my kid's dad. And it's not all that was hell. I lost a lot of friends. I had a lot of people who did not have my back in the last year, and I found out who really cares about you. And people say that you will find out who cares about you, but I really found out. And you know, it was a tough time. It was really bad. I had to adapt and change to a lot of things. I had to move out of my house, which I absolutely loved, and it still is hard for me to not be in that house. You know, I had to move my kids out of a school that I loved. I had to make a lot of tough choices and changes to get out. It was not some easy, beautiful, like, oh my God, I'm just gonna get divorced and I'm gonna be amazing. It was tough. It was absolutely tough. But at the same time, it was a good year. And you know why? Because in choosing to better myself in the midst of a tough situation, there was, it was like good was creating itself. Like God was creating good in my life, even though there was a lot of bad happening in my life. So instead of choosing to sit down in the dirt and cry and be angry and mad, which I was, and I've cried so many tears this last year, that's probably how I lost weight, was just from all of the water weight of tears that I cried. But the reality is that I chose to just keep moving forward. And I was like, okay, got to keep going. And honestly, there's still days where I'm scared to keep moving forward. Like I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? And I realized like in life, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's coming next. But in choosing to keep going forward, good and positive things happen while negative things happen. And you know what's funny? I'm so thankful that I chose to keep losing weight, because honestly, like in the past, I would have given up. In the past, I would have turned to food, and I would have looked at everybody and been like, you can't talk to me. My marriage has gone to hell. No, you can't say anything to me. I'm going to eat this, and you have nothing to say to me. And you know what? At the end of the day, when anyone's choosing to whatever they're choosing to do with their weight or life, it is none of your business. You have nothing to say to them. But the thing that was different this time is I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to keep doing right by myself. I'm going to keep working on this body. Even though I'm not seeing any real progress and I don't think I look smaller, I'm going to keep going for it. Because now at the end of this journey, at the end of this divorce journey and all of this, I look like this. And I love this. This is amazing. And that was amazing. Like, I thought I was amazing too, but I think I'm amazing right now. And I don't mean that in like, I'm feeling myself. I mean like I had to find self-love and appreciation in this body at 415 pounds and keep it going down to 169.5 pounds. Yes, you heard, I lost half a pound. I'm celebrating it because we've been at a plateau forever. But that's kind of the thing, is I had to learn to find a love and appreciation for myself in this journey. I had family who didn't stick by me. I had friends who didn't stick by me. I had people who, you know, like just didn't have my back in this. And I had people who did. And that's the thing too. Like I have like my best friend, if you're on Snapchat, you've seen her many times, Grace. She is the freaking like friendship love of my life, because that woman had my back. She stood by me in the midst of everything that I went through, everything good, everything bad. She cheered for me in the good times. She cried with me in the bad. She held my hand through it all. And that's why you'll see us like post pictures where we're just like crazy about each other, because I'm crazy about her. And it's not like anything more than that, like than just friends, but she's my sister. She absolutely loves me. And you know what's funny? On the day I got divorced, you know, I told my mom I wanted her to stay with my kids and all that day. And I was like, I don't want a big deal of it. But she showed up at the courthouse with me. And she stood with me through the end. She stood with me the day that my marriage exploded. I remember going to her house and I sat down with her. And I just started crying. And I just said, I don't know how to tell you this. And I remember she just looked at me and she's like, oh my God, what's happening? And I said, I don't know how to tell you this. I said, but it's over. And she held my hand. She said, okay, we're gonna get through this. And we got through it. And then at the end of it, she took me out after I got divorced, and we, you know, kind of like celebrated. And it wasn't a celebration of the death of a marriage. It was just a celebration of survival and the strength that we were able to have for each other, because about a year and a half before I went through my divorce, she went through hers, and it was a tough time. And I'm not going to share on her business because that's her life, but you know, we have been there for each other during the turbulent times in our life. And it's amazing because I have so much more appreciation for the people who have stood by me in my life. My parents, like, oh my gosh, like my parents, like I love my parents. I've always loved my parents, but like my parents have like had my back and gone like 100 and like 2 miles plus for me in this whole situation, and have loved me and supported me in this divorce. I'm my parents' first child to get a divorce. That was hard to live with, to be like the only kid to get a divorce. My parents have been married for over 30 years, and their marriage has lasted, and it's hard to look at them, you know, to be raised in a conservative Christian family at home and say, hey, I'm getting a divorce. But to have them stand by me and support me and love me in this has been like unbelievable. And my kids, they're amazing, and they've adapted to this, and it's been tough on them. You know, my oldest daughter, we had a talk, you know, recently, and I said, you know, I explained to her what's happening, and she was like, yeah, I know. And I said, but do you actually know what this means? And I said, that means we're not going to be married anymore. And she, you know, had a hard time with that, and she started crying, and she's worried, you know, like, what's going to happen? You're going to get remarried? And I said, you know, I might get remarried and I might not. I said, but no matter what, Mama's never going to bring anybody into the house that doesn't love you the way that Mommy does. And I said, you know, you're always going to have your mom, you're always going to have your dad. Nobody's ever going to replace that. I said, you get new friends though. I said, and Mommy's going to make sure that they're amazing and that they see how amazing that you are. And, you know, it's been an interesting year, but it's been an awesome year. And so, taking a trip. Now, technically I'm filming this before I'm going on my trip, but I probably release this video when I'm actually on my trip. Taking a trip, going on a road trip, and kind of going to just go and be and experience, because the one thing that's been really crazy is in the last like year is I've had no time to actually sit and just like breathe and just live and exist and soak in life in the moment that I'm in. So I have had to go through this like turbulent time in my life and adapt to physically changing, which was already crazy. To lose over 200 pounds, that was enough of a mental adjustment to make. But then to lose a marriage, and it's funny because sometimes I will sit and think, and you guys know that I've been dating, and I will look at, you know, the person I've been dating, and I'll say, this is just so weird. I said, because I said, it's like we've gone through these, and you know, I went through this entire life with someone else. And I thought when I was in that marriage that like, this is just what my life was going to be forever. I said, to now be sitting here and like completely removed from that and to be something else, you know, different. I'm like, it's just kind of like, is weird to think about at times, because it just is. And so taking a trip, taking some time away to just sit, reflect. You've noticed in the last week I have been doing very minimalistic makeup because I decided that I was going to, through my trip, going to have my hair natural and going to wear makeup without any brushes or anything to kind of let my skin reset, and basically do a lot of face masks and skincare over the next couple weeks to kind of get my skin to bounce back from all the stress and just emotional stuff that I've been going through. So that was kind of an all over the place video, and I kind of just wanted to just sit and just talk to you about the last year a little bit and going through divorce and all of that. And I know a lot of you, like I said, I get messages and you guys tell me what you're going through, and I want you to know it is survivable. It is hard. And some people, yeah, they get divorced and it's not much, you know, of anything. But, you know, for some it is hard. Some you do have to lose a lot. I lost a lot in this divorce. Not just weight, not a weight loss joke, but, you know, we might as well throw it in there. But I lost a lot of things that I had. I lost a lot of people and things, but I also gained a lot of amazing things. Like, I have gained some amazing friends. I tell you what, like, I've got friends that, like, in the last year that I've made who are seriously like an extension of my heart now. And, you know, like I said, I talked to my friend Grace, who we've been friends for a few years, and like how we have just like become sisters through these times in our life. But I've got other friends that I've made, you know, just online. And it's funny because some people I haven't even met in person yet, which is kind of crazy. But, you know, I have a friend, Joycey, who I absolutely love and adore. She is a warrior. She is just a queen, and she has had my back through this, and I've had, you know, her back in some things, and just like how I've met people who have like supported me in this time and loved me through it. My one of my best friends, Josh, he is absolutely amazing and supported me. And it's funny, we were talking, and a night or so ago, and I was telling him about something, and he said, I know. And he said, and I saw you through that. And I tell you what, like I said, I was like, I said, it's weird now being on this side of it, because when we met, I was in the thick of it, in the heat of like, just I'm getting divorced. And I said, to now for us to be able to sit and talk, and we're past that drama is amazing. And and I'm like, you've had my back through this whole thing. And I just told him, I was like, it's been awesome. And, I have a lot of friends that have been there for me and just love me. And I want you guys to know that I love you and I care about you. And I honestly, I don't even know how this whole thing would have shaken out if I wouldn't have had YouTube and you. And I know that sounds kind of dumb, but I don't even mean it like that. I remember when I was getting divorced, it was kind of nerve-wracking because I was like, so now what? How does this work? I mean, granted, my channel was not as big as it is now, but I was like, how you navigate this? You being online and all that. And I remember being terrified to tell you guys I was going through a divorce because I didn't know how that was going to be accepted. I didn't know how it was going to be dealt with. And with the fact of, because I've chosen to not reveal the reasons for why this is happening. I have them. It was a very warranted thing, but I didn't want to share them because I don't believe in publicly putting that information on blast, regardless of what happened. And I tell you what, you guys blew my mind. Your love, I had so many comments on that video when I told I was getting divorced, and you guys just came through and had my back and loved me, and just loved me. And I just felt like, why didn't I tell them sooner? And not because it was oh, I should know, but just because the love I got from you that I needed so desperately in that moment was just unbelievable. And so I don't really have anywhere to go with this video. I see it's getting a little bit long, so I'm gonna probably just cut it off. But I wanna let you guys know I survived this. And I wanna let you know that whatever you are going through in your life, that it is survivable. It may not be an easy situation, but it is a survivable situation. And I just absolutely adore you guys. And so I am officially a legally single woman now. And it's awesome. I'm happy. I am dating, so it's not I guess I'm not available at the moment, but I am legally single. And it is nice to officially be through this part of my journey because it felt like something at times was never going to end. And so to be through it and to be able to just feel like I can breathe is amazing. So I love you guys, and I hope you know that, and I hope you understand that. And I thank you so much for everything you've done for me, and I don't even know how I would ever repay you for what you've done for me, but you have done amazing things for me. So that's all I have for you guys today. But if you want to see more photos of me, you can check me on Instagram, Snapchat, and on Twitter at Justlikedrew, spelled the same way, and it's down below. If you want to be a part of the Just Like Drew crew and you're not already, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below and join our forever family, because we're literally the best crew, because anybody and everybody can be in our crew. And I love you guys so stinking much. And if you like this video and you want to see more from me, you know what to do. Just like Drew, have an amazing day, have an amazing week, have an amazing life, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. All right, talk to you, love you, bye. $20 total. So the cool thing about this video every month is that while opening this, I actually wear a face mask, and we do what's called a face mask and chill. And so this month I'm going to be doing the